Yeah, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Two Marks Talk Football for a little emergency stream on the debacle that is Tottenham Hotspur. Me and the Sheriff are just going to have a chat and we're going to see if any of our guests are going to pop on at some stage, but we'll just have a chat about it. Mark, how are you?
Yeah, I was all right until 2 o'clock. Well, about 2:30. You know what I mean? It's getting worrying now, isn't it, mate?
Yes, it's not a good show, is it? 3-0 down to Everton at half time,
Yeah,
and it's just like madness, absolute
yeah.
madness, mate.
Let's face it, mate. It could have been 5.
Could have been more.
Well, I'm saying 5 in the first half, mate. There was when he was through 1-on-1, wasn't he? You know, there was.
1-on-1 in the first half. Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
mate. They're so it just seemed like the same old thing. I couldn't work out if we were playing 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, 3-4-3. I just
don't
couldn't.
know.
I couldn't work out what he was doing.
No.
I didn't get
Right.
it.
Right. Let's cut the comments here.
Go on, mate.
Right. Kuba. Big up, sir. Big up, my man. Now I've got a stat for that.
Right, Coover.
Well, he messaged me, so I must quote him with this stat. This season, our current form. We are going to lose. If the form continues, we are going to lose 21 games
Oh yeah,
this
same as the
season.
76 season.
Same as the 76 season when we got relegated.
Yeah, the
And now,
Terry Neal.
yeah. When he WhatsApped me, I said I'm stealing that immediately, and he said at least credit me with it. So there we are, Goose. There's your credit, sir. No, but that's shocking, mate. Shocking.
Yeah, it's not good, is it, mate? It's not good.
Nige, we will see you tomorrow on the show.
Yep, see you tomorrow night. Yeah, we will.
When we can carry on this rantathon.
Oh yeah, big rantathon tomorrow. Make sure everyone's here tomorrow, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, tomorrow 8 o'clock.
It's going to be a proper fallout for that tomorrow.
Yeah, it's the main rantathon. We just thought we'd, well, we wanted to go on, didn't we, before the big shows get going?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, know. I mean, they don't get going to 8 o'clock. So if we can string this out for an hour, 2 hours,
20 minutes.
Well, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, 20 minutes. Right, good night. See you later.
I know.
Big up, mate. Big up, Andrew.
Big up, Andrew. Yeah. Nice to see you, mate.
Yeah. And that's the bottom of the comments at the moment, mate. So where are we going to start?
Where do you start, Mark? Where do you start with that shit show today, mate?
It's the same old, isn't it? Even the Sky people in the commentary and that.
Yeah. Carragher said about it looked like it was under 18.
Hang on. What's out there.
Do you hear that, Mark?
There's some mad. Maybe that shut it up. There was some mad echoing and feedback. I think I've shut it up now. I know exactly what. Yeah. I know. No. It was me. I could hear. I know exactly what that is now. I've just
worked that one out.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, it's back on anyway. That's all right. At least you
can
hear it again now. Good. Excellent. Yeah. So where do you go with it from today? I mean, it was just like first half was just shocking. I didn't know. I didn't know where to put myself in the front room, to be honest with you. I'm looking at it with my head in my hands. Just the same old balls going over the top. The lad that scored the second goal, did you see the left-footed shot into the roof of the net?
Yeah.
All he did was laid it off and moved. All he did was move 2 yards, and then he was allowed to run 30 yards to the edge of our box.
Look, I'll tell you what was. I'll tell you what I couldn't believe is when one of their midfielders picked the ball up, is the amount that they were allowed to progress the ball without a challenge going in.
Yeah.
It's nonsense.
Well, at times they was knocking it around like we weren't even there, Mark.
Yeah, honestly.
We weren't even there, mate. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. The bloke just don't seem, the coach just does, if you want to call him that, a manager, whatever he is. he just doesn't seem to be able to, if he sets something up wrong and it's going wrong, however he sent them out to do it, he just leaves them to do it.
Yeah, right. This is my neighbour. Lives up the road from me. Big up, sir. He's normally he's normally that AE.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's got his other name.
Yeah.
No, but it's hang on, at least we are entertaining.
No, I wish we was.
No.
I wish we was, mate. I wish we was.
Oh, hang on. Eugene's there.
Oh, hello, Eugene.
Big up, sir. Another disappointing day.
Talk to us, Eugene. What was your opinion of not so much what's been going on of late, but tell me about today. What you thought, Eugene, and what you think's going on, and so on and so forth.
I mean, to be honest, I watched the first half. The second half, I just fast forwarded through it. I couldn't get myself to watch the whole game. But I mean, people were asking for Ange to change it up. I think he did. He had no choice. I felt like we played back three at times. But I mean, at this point, again, I've been defending Ange forever. At this point, even though I think he's been set up to fail, he just can't work with what we have. So at this point, we have to bring somebody else in. On the other hand, if you watch Son, Son had 3 clear-cut chances in the first half. He could not outrun Tarkovsky, who's not fast. He had a clear tap-in set up by Kulu. He couldn't put in. So Son, for me, it's sad for me to watch him play. It's actually sad because I remember how Son was a few years back. Again, I've been hating on Maddison for a long time, and people have been telling me, he's been playing out of position. Once again, he was invisible. Once again, Bergvall, who's a kid, and yes, Bergvall was making mistakes. At least he wanted the ball. At least he wanted to make something happen. Maddison, as a senior player, missing in action. Our captain, useless. Our assistant captain, useless, right? Poirot, I thought he was playing right wing today, and again, I could be wrong, but that's what it seemed like to me. Everybody said play Poirot right wing. I didn't see one good cross from him, or maybe I missed it, but he didn't offer much. The only player who played really well was Kulusevski. Again, he tried to make things happen. Our defenders got spun twice for the first goal. Gray got spun, which happens. The second goal, also bad defending, it happens. But at this point, I just have no idea what the solution is. Our players, once again, stopped playing for the manager as they did under Jose before and under Nuno. So I don't know. I have no answers.
It's just a major shit show, Eugene, isn't it? At the end of the day, I don't think any of us can work out what the hell is going on, because it just seems like most weeks we're set up to fail.
Yeah. But no. As far as Son goes, right now, if we had, I'm not going to sit here and slag Son off, because obviously I love Son, what he's done for the club. But I'm sorry, but he's too old now. What a big club would have done is sold him when we sold Kane. In my opinion, that's only my opinion. Because Son's, ever since Kane left, Son has been on the decline. And let's face it, right? He's only here now to draw the tourists in from Korea and sell shirts in the club shop. That's all he's here for. Because what does he actually add to the team?
Yeah, no, it's
not a lot at the moment.
It's sad to watch him.
It's sad. And I love Son. I love Son. I'm not going to be here like slating him, but you got to face the facts. Life moves on. what was it? The summit of time is an ever turning wheel or something. It's the fact he's 32 now, might be 33. Time has caught up with him. He's not that player anymore.
He's not he doesn't offer anything. At least for Liverpool, when Henderson played, when he got older, his legs were gone. He wasn't the same player, but at least he offered some leadership. He was a real captain. With Sonny, he doesn't even offer that. When we're behind, when heads are down, he's nowhere to be found. He doesn't talk to anybody. He drops his head, he complains, and nothing. Maddison, same thing. So look, again, I've been defending Ange, but if I could see, or if somebody would convince me that if we bring in a new manager, things would drastically improve, I'd be happy. I'm like, you know what? Bring somebody else in and let's see what happens. I just personally, and again, I could be wrong, just my opinion, I don't see it. Son will not suddenly start scoring goals. Maddison will not suddenly start giving a shit about the badge. He's just walking through the motions. Again, like I said, the only players playing for the badge are Kulusevski and the kids. And when the kids make mistakes, I'm okay with that because they're 18-year-old. But when Bissouma makes mistakes, or Maddison or Porro, for me, that's not okay. Even with Dragoshin, he is old enough where he should know better. So for me, at this point, I'm resigned that Ange isn't the guy. But on the other hand, who is? And Ange has been begging for reinforcements. And we didn't bring anybody in.
We brought a goalie in.
It's criminal. Well, the goalie, but
a keeper, and a 16-year-old from Korea that was going to turn up anyway.
Douglas Luiz is the 6 that we need.
Yeah,
he's the perfect 6/8 hybrid. Nothing. Just bring in somebody. All we do is we shop at the loan aisle, right? Unless you're an expiring contract, 1 year left or a loan, we're not even looking at you. That's criminal. How can we be so thin? We don't have anybody to bring in, and no business done up until now. Boggles my mind. So again, if you bring a new manager, fine, but back the manager. Bring some players in. I want to see what the plan is. There is no plan. So I don't know.
What did you think today, chaps, of the average age of our midfield being 19 years old? Up against, let's face it, a team, Everton, struggling themselves, but they're going to put it about a bit.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get stuck in. So how did you think the midfielders got on today in general?
I mean,
the pair of you.
To be honest, I think they were it's all we got, wasn't it? Was there anyone sat on the bench that could have come in? It was Archie Gray, Bergvall, and Sarr, wasn't it? The three in the middle. And I think that's about all we had.
Yeah.
Bentancur's still missing, I believe.
Yeah, no, they did as well as you can expect them. Again, I'm down on Sarr a bit because I think he lacks tech to be the number 8 that we need. He does have an engine, but he doesn't help us in the final third. Bergvall, again, like I said, he's the only one who actually wanted the ball. He tries to push the ball and tries to make something happen. He was putting in good tackles. Gray tries as well. But again, Everton, you can say, anything you want about Everton. They're a relegation side, but their players are playing with some pride. They're senior players. And at home...
Well, that comes from the manager, in my opinion.
Playing with pride. But I don't know. My opinion, but Son and Maddison, for me, I don't care who the manager is, Son will not improve. Maddison, he's not that guy. And the funny thing is, Maddison can tell everybody about what the relegation will be like, because he knows, he has experience.
Yeah.
So Maddison is not that guy. I want him out. Son should go to Saudi. Again, it's painful to watch him play. Kulusevski is the only one who is making a difference. Porro, everybody said Porro should play on the wing, which made sense. Tonight, what did he offer us? But the midfield, Mark, to your question, I feel like they did as well as they could.
Yeah.
They were not the reason why we lost the game. It was not on the midfield.
No, it's the general setup of the team, the manager. Because me and Mark was talking before yesterday, I think, and we both said, like, you can guarantee the one thing you're getting from David Moyes is a well-organised team that's going to be tough to break down, and they'll hit you on the break, and they just pray that they take a chance. That's the difference between a David Moyes style manager and an Ange style manager, where David Moyes builds from the back. He makes Everton difficult to break. All right, he's still worried about scoring, but not as worried about conceding. Whereas with us, it's completely the opposite. You look what he done. He took Sarr off. You could probably say he was playing as 6 today, and he chucked Richarlison on. And so I'm amazed that Everton didn't get more in the second half. When I seen that at the start of the second half, I thought, here we go, it's going to be 5 or 6 now.
Look, I want to respond to James, big up James, about Kulu losing the ball and isolate Maddison. My thing is, look, if you make mistakes once in a while, that's okay. I see Kulu asking for the ball. He was trying to make things happen. If he turns it over, sometimes that's fine, because he's the one who always has the ball for us. Maddison was hiding again. He did not ask for the ball. He was floating somewhere. So yes, you can say Kulu turned the ball over more, but at least he was making things happen. With Maddison, and it's not one game. Even freaking Tamworth, where was he? He just does not make things happen. And he should be our engine, and he's not. So with Kulu, I forgive him, just because every single game, he's the one who's trying to make things happen. And Maddison is not. That's why I get on Maddison. And he's a vice captain as well. And he's not leading by example, just like Son is not leading by example. So
it's just difficult, isn't it? It's difficult to see where we are now and how we're going to dig ourselves out of it if this manager stays. I can't. I'm Ange out, and I'm Ange out until he proved me that he could change his tactics up, change a formation, do something to change a game. And he still hasn't shown me that he can do that. In a game, we're losing 1-2-0. He'll make a change and there'll be an impact. I don't really see it. I don't see it from him. And it really frustrates me. And we can't carry on like this. We are Tottenham Hotspur. We're 15th in the league. Lost 12 games now this season. It's not even the end of January yet.
No,
we've lost 12 games.
We've only played, is it 21 or 22 now?
21 or 22, yeah.
Yeah. It's getting worrying. It's getting worrying. It's very, it is like, it is, looking over the shoulder time now.
Lucky Ipswich are getting battered this evening, isn't it?
Well, it was 5 the last time I saw. I'm not sure what the score is now. Yeah. It's still 5, is it?
I don't know. No, that was when I came in. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it till half time, and it was 3.
Yeah, there's a stat for you from Phil at the bottom. Lost 24 in 50. I mean, come on. That's just madness.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just madness. Absolute madness.
Mark, to push back a bit, I agree with you that Ange is rigid. He's not changing things up. But look, and again, that's just my opinion. But when we played against Newcastle, we sat back more. We didn't press as much. Against Liverpool, same thing. Against Arsenal, same thing.
We were forced to.
Yeah, but like when people say he doesn't change, he tweaks things once in a while, but it still doesn't work. Nothing works.
No.
So maybe he's not doing it enough. Maybe he should be more drastic. Tonight, it was more drastic. Again, to me, it looked like we played back three. It didn't work. So
I'll be honest, Eugene. Watching us play football, right? It reminds me of when we used to play in the playground at school, where everyone would chase the ball,
yep.
and there was no thoughts about anything else. There was, because we all know what it was like playing football in the playground at school. You all ran after the ball, and then, well, I didn't. I was the one like. If one of the team I was on, I was like, over here. Like I was just hanging about by the goal hanger. But that's exactly what it was. Ange he's clueless, man. If he doesn't get sacked soon.
That's a good analogy. I can't argue with that. I mean, I think he gives his players room to improvise and for them to think on their feet. But yeah, I mean, I cannot argue that whatever he's doing is not working. Again, I still believe that he's been set up to fail like all the previous managers, but end of the day, our results are unacceptable. You cannot sack all the players. You can't sack Levy, so he's going to be the one to get the sack, which is part of the business. My problem is, again, the next manager, I'm just so tired of restarting this whole thing and be like, oh, now half the squad, contest players, half the squad, Angels players, and if the new manager is going to want to play back three or I don't know what, now let's wait another 18 months or 2 years for him to get his players, and it's just, I'm so tired of it. Yeah. Maybe, again, I am blinded and I was super optimistic because I was hoping, you know what, just this one time, just please hire a manager and back him. I don't want to go through this whole process again. So maybe that's why I'm so blindly defending Ange, because I'm just tired of the way we do things.
I'm just going to pick up on Angus's comment here. Big up, sir. Big up, Mark and Sheriff. You lot are shameless. You have nothing to banter just because we drew yesterday.
Man,
you want to banter us? You're 15th. Honestly, mate. You can watch the show. Go back to the beginning of the show. We have not even mentioned Arsenal, mate. We're in no position to mention Arsenal, right? None whatsoever. We've just been on about how embarrassing it is to be cursed to support this club.
Yeah.
Angus,
to be honest.
Angus, you're always in our streams when we lose. I never seen you in Liganer's stream. I never see you in Arsenal streams when you guys lose. So I mean, I'm not going to lie. I do the same. I go look at AFTV when Arsenal loses. It makes me happy, but...
That's not very often, though, is it, to be honest?
Recently,
they've had a lot of draws. No. Their record at the moment, they've had a few draws, yes, but they haven't lost many. That's why they've dropped off the pace. It's not the fact they've been getting, stuffed every week. They've had a lot of draws.
Man, yeah.
So... Angus.
Decent side, though, aren't they? Let's
but to be honest, the thing that sickens me more than anything else is it's not that long ago when we went 7 seasons finishing above them, and we had by far a better team than them, and their owners have stuck the money in and made them what they are now. But we were ahead of them. You only got to go back to when Poch was here, and we were a million miles ahead of them. But not now, unfortunately. And that only comes from the top. That comes from the top of our club. That is the reason.
We had the best starting 11 in the league, arguably.
We did.
And it's not going to happen again since we don't spend money and we don't scout. So it was once in a generation team that we squandered. I mean, you can argue and you can say that Poch should have done better. We should have won, a title and perhaps the Champions League. If he starts Mora instead of Kane, that's what
we should have won 2 league titles.
Well, yeah,
Eugene.
You can say that, but overall, the project where we were, like you said, head and shoulders above Arsenal.
Poch told us at the time, we need a rebuild and it's going to be painful. But no, Daniel Levy builds a stadium instead of around the time when we moved out and went to Wembley for 2 years, that is when we should have won the league. But unfortunately, Levy was more interested in building the Levy Dome. No, so the chance was lost.
So, Eugene, what's it going to take for Levy to sack this numbnuts manager then?
I mean, I don't know.
How far down the line are we looking? Are we looking at if it gets any worse, if we get closer to relegation, if we get beat by Liverpool in the League Cup? Is he going to leave it until we can't get in Europe? If we lose against Hoffenheim and Elfsborg, the chances of that should be slim, but who knows? Who knows?
Honestly, I have no idea what Levy's thinking. Again, like in the past, Ange would have been sacked like all the other managers based on the record. But given that he's not, I have no idea what Levy's thinking. So that's the issue. Like, I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what the thought process is. They're saying they're backing Ange, but no transfers are coming in. Makes no sense. We have injuries, no transfers are coming in. So I don't know what that means.
Well, if we get to the end of Jan and he sacks him, all that's going to happen is another manager comes in, left for the rest of the season, and he can't get anyone in.
I mean, and I was hopeful, I'm like everybody, like 90% of the fans in all the chat said, oh, if we win a cup, we're okay being 10th, 12th, 13th. And given where we were, I'm like, you know what? I'm the same way. Just give us a cup. But the way, if we can't even beat Everton, there is no way we're going to win a cup. Even if all the players come back, Van der Ven, Romero, just the way we're playing, or lack of passion, I don't see it at this point. After we beat Liverpool the first time, like, you know what, we're turning up still. There's a chance, at least for one cup, but now the way the senior players are playing, I just don't see it happening.
Well, I don't think it matters who's there at the back, Angus, because the difference between Van der Ven and Romero being there and or two others is like 1% in the results this year. And the goal, you know what I mean? There's no, it's the differentiation factor is not there. It's not like for saying, well, these two are better than them two, and because there is no difference throughout the season. It's been shown that. So I'm just gutted, mate. I just feel like we ain't turned up again today. I feel like half of them ain't done it, ain't not even put a shift in. And it kills me, Eugene. I don't mind losing to anyone, but put 100% in.
And so that's what I mean. Like, you can, again, I agree, you can Ange tactics, we can debate this forever. And yes, Ange, he's an issue. But I'm not seeing players give everything for the badge. I'm only seeing Kulusevski, Bergvall, and Gray.
Yeah.
And that's it. And for that, there is no excuse.
Hang on. We have another guest. Big up, sir. YouTube royalty in the house.
Big up, Brian.
Big up, Brian.
What's up, people? How are we all doing? Everyone in the chat. You three gentlemen, how are we doing?
Yeah, all's good, mate. I'm just going to answer Nick's question here. I believe it was Keith Birkinshaw in 77. I believe that we got relegated, but that was after.
Yeah, it was his first season, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was after.
And they bounced back up.
Yeah, it was after Terry O'Neill, the ex-Arsenal manager, took us to the brink of relegation. Yeah. But then Keith Birkinshaw come in, and we did actually get relegated.
Yeah.
But when we got back up, the rest is history with the General Birkinshaw.
That's it. How are you, Brian?
I don't even know what to say anymore. Do you know what? If I could let it all burn down to the ground and rebuild Tottenham.
Oh, hang on. More guests.
Honestly, if I could burn Tottenham to the ground and the fans start a brand new club, right now I would.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even a joke anymore. There is the burning embers of a football club. There's no football club. There's a business club. Like I said, after the Arsenal game, when I went fully Ange out, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. There is no excuse whatsoever that excuses it. Starting point. He could have very easily given Porro a rest today and played Spencer at right back, Reguilon at left back, because they both can't play because of Europe. Could have given Porro that rest. Nope. We'll play Porro. Finally makes a change in the formation. That would have done so much better when the actual players were fit, but does it now. One pass. Thank God thank God Calvert-Lewin has got fucking bouncy castles for football boots and a thigh that probably had one on him as well, because he can't control. We are an absolute mess, and I just don't get what the objective is, what the plan is. It looks like, in all honesty, we come out of the tunnels and we decide who's going to be goalkeeper and put a couple of jumpers down and go out and just say, go have some fun. Yeah. Just jumpers for goalposts and let's have some fun. I said many a time, when the going gets tough, the weak go hide him. They've done it again today. As soon as a team comes to fight, you knew it was going to happen. If a team comes to fight, this team run a mile and go, hoo, they've stolen my dinner money. I can't compete with them. I can't fight with them. There's no solutions. And when he does bring on the solutions, we start putting it in. It's too little, too late. Al started that game up front when Richarlison's fit. And remember, for 2 weeks, we rested him to make sure he was ready to come back. So he's ready to come back, but you don't start him.
That's a good point, actually.
And you have Will Lancashire, who is a striker and is physical, but no, we're not going to try him, but we'll play him away at Galatasaray. We'll play him away at Galatasaray, one of the most hostile places in world football to go and play, and we'll chuck him like a lamb to the slaughter in there. But no, Goodison Park or Tamworth or anywhere else. And I'm just going to finish this little rant with, on November the 6th, I was looking for some stuff yesterday. On November the 6th, we were 7th. November the 6th, we were 7th. We're now 15th. After Liverpool, when we were 5-1 down, I had to storm out the Scotland Yard because I was about to throw my glass halfway across the pub and go nuts. I had to go down outside of Musa. And I put a tweet out and I said, do you know what? THFC as a football club are finished. Finished. We are a entertainment complex, multi-purpose entertainment complex with an ever-growing business property portfolio that plays football as a side hustle. And I got a lot of ha-ha and yeah, bang on, but I also got a lot of oh shit, yo, Brian, what are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. Well, since I did that against Liverpool, we're 15th in the league. We have had injuries galore. We're at the 20th day going into of January. Not one outfield player to help the manager.
Yeah.
Whether you're pro him or not. But we have announced a Korean coffee and patisserie and 50 Cent is coming. Now, you tell me what sounds like a football club, what sounds like a business club. For all I care, let Tottenham Hotspur rot and build it again, because there is no football club. There is no football club at N17 at the moment. It's a business corporation. Simple as.
And that's shocking for Tottenham fans.
Yeah. As you, Brian, as one of the biggest Tottenham, you know, I mean, all the suffering you go through getting up at ridiculous times in the morning, you know, to make your way to the Scotland Yard to watch it. It's almost sad to hear that, isn't it?
It's Joe. No, it's not even. Do you know what it gets to me now? It's gone so past this. It's gone so past this. We've got a fan base that Savile. No, I did an update with this. This is how bad we're getting as a fan base. Me and Ben did an update on Solanke for We Are Tottenham TV, and I quote, and I'm actually going to quote this. This was the reason that Tottenham Hotspur are in the situation we're in. Let me just find where I sent it. All right, let me find this. So someone commented. Here we go. Big up, but if we stop jinxing the team, the club and the manager maybe will not be so cursed. We deserve this as we're cannibalizing our own teams. Just give it a break. We're cursing the players. We have a fan base, a clan. I don't know where these people have come from. I don't know what is happening. We have a fan base, and you know what? If I hear, I'm calling this out now. If I hear any more times, oh yeah, but we only lost by 1 goal again. No. Do you think Usain Bolt takes his gold medals back and go, I didn't win that one by 5 seconds, so it's not eligible?
Yeah.
I didn't win the gold anymore.
Loss is a loss, mate. Don't matter if it's 1, 5, 10.
The last
3.
time we lost 12 games, I'll give you 2 stats just so then I'll let other people talk. The last time we had lost this amount of games at this part of the season was 1998. At this part of the season. Then I'll also say to you, because we all love these stats that come out, Ange Postecoglou is the first Tottenham Hotspur manager to lose the first 3 games of a new year in 41 years.
Wow.
The club don't care. The owners don't care. The fans that are prepared to do something do. But too many people just day out. The players don't care. We got rid of all the bad eggs and we've just brought in new bad eggs. That's all we've done.
Yeah.
We're not a football club.
No, not anymore, mate. Not anymore. 100%.
James, I'm going to come to you now for your outlook on all this. Just beforehand, I just say thanks to everyone in the chat for putting your comments in, and please like and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, we're only fledgling. Yeah, we're only fledgling.
Putting their word in. So please like and sub. James, give us.
Is this our second or third show, Mark? Third show, isn't it?
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
James, what's your feelings on what's going on and what Brian's just said? Really, what you've heard?
It's hard to disagree. I think. I know Eugene's obviously back in Ange, but I think this is the worst manager I could potentially ever seen in the Premier League, not just for Tottenham, ever. If you go man for man in that squad, they should be beating Everton comfortably, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Comfortably.
Yeah.
And yet, I know we scored 2 last-minute goals or 2 late goals, and everyone's going to say, oh, yeah, like, it is what it is. You know, we got back in it. There's still fight. That, for me, was the worst thing that could have ever happened, getting those 2 goals, because people were saying, oh, they're still fighting for him. Oh, there's still a chance that this could be happening. There's still, they still want him in. I don't care if they want him in. I don't want him in. He's the worst manager in Premier League history, in my opinion, from recent history anyway, because Eugene said earlier, he has adapted against City, against United, against Arsenal, against Newcastle. No, they were forced backwards. As players, you can't stand in your opposite half when they've got 7 players pressing you, because it'll be 7-on-2. So naturally, you have to. That's nothing to do with Ange. That's players taking a bit of responsibility. So for me, this is the biggest car crash I've ever seen. And unfortunately, when people do say, I'm not completely Ange out, or I think he has adapted, or I think this, or he's trying his best. These are all the reasons why he's going to stay, because Levy wants you to say that. The moment you say that, Levy's got an out. So for me, this is dreadful, absolutely dreadful. I mean, I know people have been calling him to play 3 at the back, and so have I. But we have 3 fit centre backs fit today. For the first time, we'd have 1 backup centre back, and what he says is, "No, I'm not going to have 1 on the bench. We're going to have none on the bench, and I'll start all 3." How does that sound? To me, that's stupid. You should play 2, play a midfielder, or even don't start Ben Davies. You can't be playing every fit centre back on the pitch at one time. If one of them gets injured, you're in the same position as last time, and then he'll be going, "Yeah, but injuries, or but this, or but that," and it's dreadful, absolutely dreadful. I don't know one good thing that Ange has done. Not about even making players better. One good thing that Ange has done. He's even turned the blame off of Levy. No one's calling Levy out. I don't know what he's done, but he's Brian. He's a car crash. I just don't know what's going on.
Brian,
Yes.
come to you in a sec, Eugene. Brian.
Yeah.
If another manager comes in,
Yep.
with these players that we've got here now,
Yep.
do tactics improve our results?
Do you know, I like I said, I think what it is, Mark, is I think a lot of the senior players have down tools.
Yep.
Maybe it's because it's concern of injury, which I couldn't blame them. Whether it's they don't understand what the manager's trying to do. It could be a host of things. But the way this is going, if you don't change the manager now, these players aren't going to all of a sudden go, oh, do you know what? I'm going to start playing for him now. It's going to get worse and worse. But whoever does come in, I'll give you my word on it. We'll be here in 2 years' time if Levy's still in charge. 18 months, 2 years. But what I will say as well, see so many people talking about Areola. Wonderful, 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 wonderful manager.
Yeah.
Right now, coming to Tottenham Hotspur is like a black mark on your CV.
Yeah.
If Areola was the man, I'd rather stay at Bournemouth and wait till Pep goes or one of the big guys go and go to them where they know a manager will be backed, a manager will be given the resources to play. You come to Tottenham Hotspur, it's like getting a bad reference when you're trying to get a job. It fucks your career up. Now, Ange will also be the third manager. Now, obviously, he hasn't played at the high caliber teams other ones done. He will be the third manager that's won everywhere he's gone. Because that's why we hire them, because he wins there. So sure. And not delivered. Whoever comes in will change it instantly because the players will start playing and Whip will go, oh, a new manager, I've got to start playing now. I've got to do this, I've got to do that. And it'll be good. We'll have new manager bounce. We'll get some more youngsters in to push the present youngsters down even further. We'll buy one star. And in 18, I'll mark it now. The day that Ange is selected, the day we hire a new manager, I will set a countdown timer for 18 months to the exact second. And I guarantee in 18 months, to that second, we are there.
But Brian, my question is, isn't the most important thing that we don't get relegated? So if we get a new guy in and we have a manager bounce, we've survived the season without getting relegated.
Yeah.
That's all well and good. That's what I'm saying to you now. If you're Areola, yes, you'll get financially rewarded and better paid. He's going straight to the top, that manager. You can see what he's trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Spurs is a black mark on your CV. It is a cemetery for managers. And I'll tell you one thing, I can pretty much hand on heart guarantee that if we do sack Ange, do you reckon Levy's paying compensation? No.
Have to, isn't it?
No,
there will certainly be one of those. There will be certainly one of those.
He'll be a free manager.
Yeah.
He ain't paying compensation.
Yeah.
Go get Poch back.
Well, the Poch ain't definitely coming back because he's taking America to the World Cup.
No, I know.
He's not going to miss out on that, is he?
No. Look.
You know, it's getting to the stage now. Honestly, right, the amount of banter that comes through on my phone from like my mates, Chelsea fans, Arsenal fans, like I just ignore it. You know, I've got no. In the past, I've had some sort of comeback, you know, where you could like give them a bit back but I got nothing now. It's becoming, you know, today I wasn't bothered whether I watch a game or not. You know, this is how bad it's got with us. You know, it's depressing watching us now.
I spend more time on my phone than watching.
Yeah, exactly. I was in all the WhatsApp groups I'm in, like putting comments in. To be honest, I only watched about half the game, and that was enough.
But Mark, so imagine, as I was saying in the group, I scheduled a trip for April to see the slot play. Paid a lot of money with my son and my dad to go see, and I'm going to be watching Ryan Mason manage. It's shocking. Just
could be worse. You could see Ange.
Well, yeah.
Touche. But hey, look, just to push back a bit, like on what James said. Look, I am also in the same boat right now where Ange has to go given where we are. But look, you cannot say every time we win, if something changes, it's on the players. But when we lose, it's on Ange. If players take responsibility in those games, then why don't they take responsibility in today's game or in every game? Why doesn't Maddison take responsibility? Like Son not being able to outrun Tarkovsky and missing sitters, like that doesn't change. Like it doesn't matter. Maddison hiding doesn't matter. So I feel like, again, maybe 50% of the blame goes on Ange and his tactics, and I agree. But in all the chats, everybody, and that's why I get riled up. Nobody ever mentions the players.
Oh, I do.
I do.
No, you were the only one to mention Son when I was too.
Yeah, but I in general, for me, obviously answering that question that you just put, I would say, my personal opinion, the reason why they step up against the better teams is because they're all in the shop window proving a point that they could perform at the highest level against the better teams. When it's Tottenham Man City, you don't need a manager to get up for that kind of game. That is like the biggest game of the season. You're on the main show. That's for me why I believe that. But once they cross that line, I mean, listen, Daniel Levy is 100% the problem. If they said keep Ange for the next 5 years and get rid of Daniel Levy, I'm taking it. Like all day long, I'm taking it. But Daniel Levy is 100% of the problem. But the moment they step onto that pitch, Daniel Levy's not a fault anymore for me.
That's where the captains are supposed to come in, James. That's where
it's not even just the captains. It's 70% of the coach, because even on the sidelines, I think he should be shouting instructions, and it's 30% of the players, or maybe 60-40. But for me, we have no captains. I mean, Son has been an absolute joke all season long.
Mm-hmm.
You keep mentioning Maddison, and I agree with you. He hasn't been in what he should be. But Kulu has played, say, out of 20 games, he's had 10 very good games. The rest, he's been absolutely awful. But no one will pick that up because of the 10 good games. There's things like people pick on Johnson, including myself, but without his goals, we would be relegated. There's so many things. If people pick and choose what they want to say. People love Sarr. He's a really hard worker, blah, blah, blah. He's probably the worst player at the club on the ball. He's awful. He's absolutely awful. So in my personal view, I don't think it's a matter of not blaming the players or the coach. I think it goes hand in hand with everything. But what Mark asked earlier, the question is, if we bring in another coach, does things change? What I would say is, if we pick Pochettino up now and dropped him in Tottenham now, just as an example, because obviously we all know Pochettino, my opinion, Gray starts in midfield. I believe Bergvall starts in midfield. I think Mikey Moore starts left wing. I think Porro and Udogie become running fullbacks, so up and down, told not to worry about inverted this, inverted that. So in my opinion, if you was to bring in somebody like a Poch, and I'm only using Poch because he's been here before, I believe that this squad should be, even with these injuries now, I think we should be 6th or 7th.
The first thing Poch would do is get a proper number 6, like a Dembele.
Or play Gray. Gray's a number 6.
Yeah.
I don't know, Mark. Like, I agree with you, James, on 80% of what you said, but I want to see effort. With Kulu, I give him a pass because I see effort. When I slag off,
do you give a pass to Sarr? You give a pass to Sarr?
I give a pass to Sarr. I know he's not the number 8 that we need because he lacks tech. But at least, again, like if he's playing in that position, if we don't have anybody else, at least I want to see players do the least. Like, effort is the least they can do. So Sarr is not good enough for us. I agree with you. His tech is lacking. He doesn't help us in the final third. But at least, like, just with Maddison, he floats. Like, it drives me crazy.
But you're Maddison's. It's like you going to Tesco's and buying a chicken sandwich and asking why it's not tuna. Well, you bought a chicken sandwich. Yeah. Maddison has never been that. Let me graft up and down all day long. I'll do the tackles. I'll make that defensive run. What Maddison is, passing the ball. You have your wingers running behind space. Look when they won the league. Vardy running in behind. You have who was it? Was it Doku, or who was they had a left winger, really quick left winger. They had Mahrez. They had wingers that wanted to go. So he got the ball, turned, sprayed the ball. He's doing it now. Son's not making the run. Solanke's playing centre midfield, and Johnson's hardly making the run. And over on that odd occasion, he is making a run. He's finding him because let's be honest, Maddison's got the most goals and assists this season for Tottenham. So you can't dig out one person and say, "Well, I bought a chicken sandwich. Why are you not a tuna sandwich?" It's just stupid because you haven't bought that.
I know. I just expect when we signed him, I was so excited. I'm like, okay, this is the guy. He's going to be the Eriksson replacement that we haven't had since Eriksson. And I dig him out just because I had high expectations. And that's why it's more, I don't have anything against him. I'm just frustrated, but what I'm seeing, like Tamsworth, like teams like that, if you're an elite player, even if the tactics are wrong, even if you're being played out of position, if you're an elite player, you show your skills, right? You show up in whatever way you can. And I just feel like...
Hang on. Follows. Big up the cough.
Big up, man.
Big up, mate.
Welcome to the channel, sir.
Hello. So Eugene, if you signed Kevin De Bruyne, would you moan at him for not running back and defending?
No, but De Bruyne right now...
Well then, so you can't blame Maddison for not running back and defending because he's not that player.
But De Bruyne, when in the final third, he wants the ball. He asks for the ball. He makes things happen. And Maddison just floats.
Okay.
The ball.
I would agree with you, but Maddison is never able to be in the final third because this idiotic shit manager has decided...
That's right, Ben. We're not monetized.
In his wisdom, you play fullbacks as number 10s and you play a number 10 as a number 8, and there's no space up front. So he has to drop so far back. When he does get the ball, everyone's 2 yards in front of him, so he can't actually see the pictures to be able to make space for himself. It's all wrong. It's all wrong.
I don't even think it's fair to say that because when Richarlison come on and stayed up front, Mikey Moore come on and stayed out wide, Maddison turned into a completely different player. Yeah, he was getting the ball, he was turning, he was finding the passes. It all started from him in that last 15, 20 minutes. So this is what I'm saying. For me, this is Ange's problem. Like I said, you don't buy a chicken sandwich and ask what it does to taste of tuna. It's not a tuna sandwich. You don't buy Maddison and say, right, can you play a centre back now? He's been the luckiest man in the world that Gray is so versatile. He bought a midfielder that could play right back, and he said, you know what, I'll put him centre back. It's just nuts. It is absolutely nuts.
Joe, there's two positives I take from today. One positive was the great power of YouTube. Psycho Teacher, who is an English teacher, obviously, had two Brazilians over here in Toronto, so I met them in the Scotland Yard and spent the game watching it with them. So it shows that YouTube and social media can do wonderful things. And I've completely forgotten what the second one was. That's how good it was.
The second one was, Brian, that meme I made of the Titanic.
Mate, that's not, no, I can't. I had a second. I can't remember what the second one was now. I can't remember what the second one is.
Let's face it, boys. We've had some really bad managers. We've had some really bad players. We've had some really bad times under Enoch. It's never been this bad. Whatever you think about Nuno, about the Conte era,
I've remembered.
It's never been this bad. This manager is the worst manager I have ever seen manage in the Premier League. He is the worst. He is the worst. I've seen some awful managers for awful teams, but they've never been this bad.
No.
He's taken a team that was regularly in top 5, top 6, top 4 sometimes. He's taken them 15th within 2 years. He is so bad. It's unbelievable how bad he is. Yes, you've got to give him his props for where he's been before on his journey. It's very difficult to come from Australia and to manage the Premier League. His journey as a manager has been superb. He's gone too far this time. He is completely and utterly unable to do this job.
Yeah,
he's come into the Premier League and he thinks he knows everything, and he thinks that he can go into one of the best leagues in the world, play kamikaze football, 2 at the back, wing backs in. He thinks he's a genius.
He's been found out, Ben. He's been found out.
Mark. People are making a mockery of him.
Yeah. Even the Sky.
It's got so bad that Ian Hislop of Private Eye for all the international viewers, because there's quite a few of them. Private Eye is a political magazine in the UK, and they mostly talk about politics. It's so bad that Private Eye are taking the piss out of Tottenham now. That's how much of a laughing stock Tottenham Hotspur Football Club are. And that man has been the centre of it.
I know you.
Centre of it.
I know you go.
We've played some poor football, but this is the worst. This is the absolute worst style of football, worst defending, no passion from the players, no motivation. A manager that's he's a gargoyle. He's a gargoyle. He doesn't move. We see other managers of other teams, and you say, why don't the players have any passion? Look at Arsenal, and people don't like Arsenal, but look at their manager. He's running up and down the touchline. He's screaming at the forefront. He fights for his football team, and the players see that and think, my manager's fighting for me. What do you think the players are looking at with their manager? The entire game, no words, no voice, no shouting, no nothing. He's just awful. And
I know you go a lot, Ben.
The quicker this guy is out of this football club, the better.
I know you go a lot, Ben. Right now, I obviously sit here on my backside at home, right, and watch it. But every time we're on, even the commentators are laughing about him now.
Yes.
They're sort of making jokes in the studio, not directly at him, but about the way he plays and the suicidal nature of his tactics. What did
Jamie Carragher say today, Mark?
Yeah, I know.
They said it's schoolboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
We are a laughing stock. An absolute laughing stock.
Yeah, it was like schoolboy football, where you're in the playground and results don't matter.
Yeah. Correct. Last goal
no
win.
one can see them.
Last goal win, flower power.
No one can say it's not been coming, Ben, because this football's been shit for the last 12 months. And if
rush
people
keepers
can't see that, then they're not
12
watching
months
properly.
being nice there.
You know what I mean?
14 months.
Whatever it is, 12, 14.
Hey, Ben, I have a question for you. Ben, is this the first time that players stop playing for our manager?
Nope.
No, of course
Exactly.
it isn't.
Right.
But
that's what I'm saying.
None of those other managers.
I agree with you.
None of those other managers, even Nuno, who we all laughed at. We all laughed at Nuno. He was 9th, and he could probably he could.
But look at the players that we have. Do any of our front three players or any
Spurs
if you look at the squad right now,
Spurs
are they
fans
top 10
this
players?
was an 8 out of 10 transfer window. They were saying we've got the best back four in the Premier League. They said that Bentancur and Bissouma are world class. They were saying that Sonny is going to score 20 goals this year. They said that Solanke was going to score 30. So we've put our players on a pedestal. I was out here saying it was a 3 out of 10 transfer window, and I was slaughtered.
Exactly.
Pillar to post.
Yeah.
Brian and I were doing the We Are Tottenham TV watch along against Galatasaray, and I said this style of football was boring to watch and we're awful. And I got slaughtered. You go and look at the comments of that video. All the abuse that was hurled at me. I've been saying this, that the players aren't good enough, but they're better than this. They're not 15th in the league. James Maddison, I know everyone likes to scapegoat James Maddison, and he has been crap. Let's be honest, he has been crap. Before he came to Tottenham, he was the second most creative English player in the Premier League, behind Harry Kane. And this manager has decided the second most creative goal scorer as an Englishman, he needs to be doing doggy work.
And he was relegated, and we were told about him. So, I don't know. Again, no. I'm not arguing with you. Get Ange out, that's fine. So, which ones of our players, front three players, even the midfield that you see right now, get into the top 10 side? Probably maybe one. Maybe Solanke, that's it. I forget Ange for a second. Look at the talent that we have. Look at the squad. We don't have any players, bar maybe one or two, who get into any top 10 side. Because if you look at the teams right now,
Eugene, it all goes through me then. If he doesn't like his players, why does he say I'm in charge? He's made a rod for his own back.
You know what else he said? You know what else he said? He got asked about the transfer window in his press conference today after the game. And he said, I feel like the club are doing everything that they can and they're working as hard as they can to get me what I need and everything's all gravy. I'm sorry, if you think everything's okay at day nearly 20 of the month, 20th of the transfer market, do not complain about injuries then, because if the club are doing everything that they can and you're happy with the way they're working, don't complain. Shut up and take it. It's on you.
But he
exactly.
I don't know.
He keeps on saying it's on me. He keeps on saying I chose these players after signing Timo Werner twice.
Right, so second, that's fine.
But they don't. This is the thing, Eugene. They don't. There is no plan. There is no.
So that's what I'm saying.
It doesn't. We can all go around in houses. I don't know how many times people like myself have gone on and said what transfer windows are going to be, how things are going to happen. This is what I don't know how many times we hire a manager and get. Do you know what? I've got so many things that I've stored since we sacked Pochettino. The amount of this is the last chance saloon. I've got about 300 people that have said for 6 managers this is the last chance saloon. It doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. Eugene, as you know, on our group chat, I've agreed with a lot of what you said. Like the players deserve an absolute fucking rollicking. The Agreed. Players, I don't want to hear they're tired. You're professional footballers. You're professional footballers. Maddison was hardly started the game. Didn't have the best of games today, but there's a lot of them. These players, there's people trying to get back into their international teams. Yes, they're not playing in their form. It doesn't matter. There's always something. There's always something because this football club, there is no identity.
Agreed.
There's no culture.
Agreed.
There's no prestige. The traditions have gone. There's nothing. This football club used to resemble something. When Tottenham Hotspur came for you, you're going to a team of stature. I'm not saying we won everything, but it's like Tottenham they're a big deal. They are a big goddamn deal. It would be an honour to wear that lily white and have that emblem on my heart. It would be an honour. There's none of that here anymore. There's none of it. There just does not matter. I have started to call us, I think Ben may have heard me say this, I said it to Sava definitely the other day, I've started calling us Checkmate FC. Because I don't play chess, but no matter what you think, every move you go to make, and then you think that might be a different way to approach it, this looks good, Daniel Levy will come with one fat move and go checkmate. There's no progression. Whatever way, when you see light at the end of the tunnel, he'll switch the electricity off.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where it goes, what we do, this man at the top, this megalomaniac, this absolute whopper. I'm trying to stay very. Oh no, you're not monetised, are you?
This what you want, Brian?
No, yeah.
This absolute parasite, this absolute dreg of society, this man that I have been barking on about for 17 long years, continues to shove it. I keep saying this, and Ben will know this very well because he goes weekly. I remember, and I'm sure there's people in this chat and the people on screen, I remember from when I was a kid and I started going in the mid-80s up until the 90s and even the beginning of Levy, you're walking down White Hart Lane off the train or you park, wherever you're coming from, you're walking down White Hart Lane, it's a crescendo of noise.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right. Outside the stadium, it's come on, you Spurs, or just you name it. Walking into the turnstiles was like the dress rehearsal as you're getting closer and closer to the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I have protested for weeks on end, months on end, as have others, and I've been in Tottenham. I was in Tottenham for the Ipswich game. People are walking down the high road like they're just leaving school and going from one class to the next, and you have to walk in single. There's no atmosphere. There's no chanting. There's no passion.
There was one kid. I remember we was there talking, and we turned around and it was silent. And then there was one kid, and me, you, and Ryan said, there's one fan going into the ground then. Literally one kid singing, no one else.
Yeah, there's literally, you walk down that high road, the queues are outside the club shop, but it is, I remember coming out of games, win, lose or draw, shouting, chanting, screaming, even just basic conversation, walk into the station home, single file, let's just get out. It has become like a sponsored silence at school for charity. There is no passion. There is no desire. There is no excitement walking into that ground. It is like, oh, well, we're here again. Let's just walk in.
It's become a chore now, Brian. It's become a habit.
Right. I'm not sure you would have had this, Brian, but can you remember, I'm not sure when you gave up drinking, but I can remember going in the pubs around Tottenham. It was madness. Singing, shouting, and that just continued going into White Hart Lane. It just continued.
Yeah.
You know, now
for me, like people are saying about Ange, like we sack Ange and then what? Well, then you've got rid of one of the problems.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying all the problems end there and we go on and win the league, and it's not how it works. But
we might be a cohesive football team again, though. Flower power. We might be a cohesive football like
you get rid of it. You can't get rid of the main problem. You try to fix all the other little problems around you. So he's one of them. And again, I'm not making exceptions for Levy because I want them all to leave. But you can't keep going around in circles with this manager that is literally just pushing the self-destruct button and then allowing everybody to be like, yeah, Ange, you need to get rid of one of the problems, but then we can start on the next. But unfortunately, what will happen is we'll get rid of one of the problems. A manager will come in. Everyone will say, "Oh, that's it. We're back, Tottenham. We've got our Tottenham back." And then those fans in a year will turn because all the others are still Levy out, and they always are Levy out. It's the ones that flip flop between, we'll do that, and then we'll do the next thing, and then we'll next manager. How many times I've heard Jose Mourinho's his last guy. This is the last chance for this guy.
Yeah.
Conte's the last chance for this guy. Conte said now he's attacking football. This is the last chance for this guy. How many chances? This guy's a cat. He's got 9 lives. What's going on?
He's got more than 9. I just want to go back to Nita's. Comments where she said professional players shouldn't have to walk over to take abuse if they get. Listen, what I will say is personal abuse is totally and utterly unacceptable. But for the Spurs fans that have got up some at 5:30 in the morning to drive all the way up. Damn right they can fucking abuse them about their performance.
Spending hundreds of pounds.
They can absolutely don't get personal and attack them like on a personal level. These fans give up their days with their family or whatever, and that's their choice. It's not they go the length and breadth of the country. And it's not like the Spurs team that will fly in first class to the ground or get in a very, very high caliber coach and just sit there and play poker and play. They get up at stupid o'clock in the morning to drive the length and breadth of the country, spend all this money going into the club, and all they care about, and I can tell you this now, especially from the away fans, you give it 110%. You give blood, sweat and tears like some of the old school boys that we had back in the day, and I've mentioned before, like Colin Calderwood, Paul Allen, Steve Sedgley, David Howells. I can go further back. You give blood, sweat, and tears, and you lose. Fair play. You gave it everything you've got. The better team won. That happens.
Yeah.
But when we haven't won a Premier League game since that 5-0 at Southampton, mid-December or early December, these fans have had to travel up and down this country.
Yeah.
And the performances are simply unacceptable. Now, part of being a professional footballer is you're going to get banter from home and away fans, regardless. It's part of the game. Now, if you played fucking shit, do I see the Spurs fans come out and go, "What? How many times do we have to hear, we're sorry, we'll grow from this, we'll come back better, we'll be stronger, we have to improve, results aren't acceptable"? Well, what are you doing about it? The players what are you actually doing about it? Apart from getting worse and doing this This ain't I love Nita. I've met Nita a few times, but we're getting to this point now where if someone was to go to a player and go, "Oh, you," and I choose Maddison, just quickly go, "Oh, you tattooed prick," blah. Don't get personal. It's not. You can have a go and say, "Do you know what? What the fuck are you doing? You're playing shit. You're going to be a senior player. Put your stamp of foot." Don't get personal. Don't go to his wife, kids, or that completely condone, and no one should ever do that. Even to the manager, even to Levy. There's loads of songs that are sung about Levy. One of them being the Jelly and Ice Cream. Even to Sol Campbell, I refuse to sing that song. I refuse to sing it because that's going a little bit too far.
Yeah.
Sol Campbell, Hey Judas, I Want to Know. I'll sing. Well, these players get paid hundreds of £1,000s a week. If you paid me $100,000 a week, I will stand in front of all the trolls that hate me and let them shout as much abuse at me as they want for $100,000 a week. I'll take it all day long.
$5,000 a week.
I love you.
Yeah.
But you know, pay me even less. Fine, shout out.
Right, Brian, we want more. Give Tottenham on. Can we have a petition? Give Tottenham on tour £100,000 a week. I'd really like £100,000 a week.
It's nonsense. It's utter nonsense.
£100,000 a week. Let's get a. Yeah, we need it.
Now, hang on, Ben. I'm not so sure about this advertising on this show. But you're all right, buddy.
You gave me the power, Mark, so I'm going to...
I know I did. That's my mistake.
The himself has his perks.
But to be honest, the mod father had to be given, like, the modship.
Damn right.
Yeah. But you got more subs than us. Now, come on.
Yeah, and?
Well, we're going to help you get where you deserve.
Yeah, we're going to get you subs, because we like...
There we are. You do what you like, then. You do what you like.
Yeah, all right. But
I'll put your link again in a minute.
I feel really sorry. Do you know who I feel really sorry for tonight? Not Perchy, because that guy got rid of his chair. That guy's mental. He got rid of his own chair. Big love, Perchy. Archie Gray has been playing brilliantly as a centre back for what he is. He's not the greatest player at centre back in the world, as we all know. He's a centre midfielder who sometimes play right back, who's playing at centre back. At the first opportunity, and chucked him out of position that he's sort of made his own for a bit, and he's chucked him in a position where he doesn't play for in a year. Instead of either playing him at centre back or centre midfield, you're going to be playing right back today, mate. You're playing right back, and just chuck Ben Davies straight in. This is piss poor management. If I was Archie Gray tonight, I would put in a transfer request. I'd say this manager he's abusing my position of being if he has saved our bacon these last sort of 3 months because he can play everywhere. Now we have some resemblance of being able to play players in their correct position. He should go back in his correct position. But no, He's playing Porro at right wing. He's playing Archie at right back. Instead of just saying, you know what, we'll continue Porro at right back. Spence will play left back. Davis and Dragu at centre back. Archie, you're in centre midfield this week. You've earned a chance at your centre midfield. But we don't play players in their correct position here. We're going to deliberately play you out of position because it's funny.
That's madness, isn't
it? I said that I know Andrew's had a lot of injuries, but I think Andrew's so lucky to have somebody like Jed Spence and Regulon in the club, because what I would do if I was those two, I would have handed in my notice months and months and months ago. And when he got all those injuries and went, "Oh, Spence, we really need you now after leaving you out of Europa League, without leaving you out of this."
Brilliant as well. He has been brilliant. And we were saying it. Free Jed Spence. We were saying it. Flower Power's frozen.
Was he froze?
Oh, was
He's
he?
frozen.
Dodging Wi-Fi.
Something so important as well.
Yeah,
He'll be back. He'll be back.
He'll be back. But it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace how they're managing our footballers. And out. Levy out.
A disgrace. Like, you can go back further down. I mean, Brian looks into this stuff, and you, Ben, more than I do. But what are the scouts doing? What happened to old school scouting with your eyes?
I'll add him back in.
data-driven crap.
Data is okay. We've seen how good Brighton are with the data-driven approach. And you can't argue with it. Data is data. Information is information. This isn't a problem with scouting. This is a problem in the boardroom with they clearly don't want this manager. Otherwise, they'd be backing him. They would have said, we're going to give you some players. But realistically, would you give this manager any more money the way we're playing? No. I was at a party before I fucked my ankle last night, and there was an Everton fan there, my mate Al. Big up Al. The first thing I said to him was, because he doesn't think the Toffees are going to do anything. First thing I said to Al was, you're beating us tomorrow. And he went, no chance. No chance. I've got to find Al's phone number now. I said, I told you, mate. I told you to beat us. It was obvious. It was obvious they were going to beat us today.
That's what I said. As soon as me and Mark was talking yesterday, and I said, you can guarantee with David Moyes, you'll set them up properly. You'll make them hard to beat. You'll make them solid at the back. And I said, they'll hit us on the break.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. What happened.
I'll just go back to what Mark said about the data analytics and doing that. Well, would it be amazing if, like, the Spurs recruitment team, let's call them, had like this break period between, like, let's say, I don't know, September and December and February and May to collect this data, and then in specific times of the year, mainly January and June to August, use all this data they've collected to bring in players. I mean, I was talking about Ben on Crazy Talk. What are they doing? If you're going to collect data, you have 3 months before the summer window closes to say, right, this is what we need, blah, blah, blah. Let's collect the data. And then this amazing thing opens in January. It's called a transfer window.
Yeah.
You have 3 months to collect the data. We've done it last year. Don't worry, we brought in Dragu and Werner, whether you agree with the signings or not, but it was done quickly, like a club should have acted. And I thought, you know what? Maybe that's a change. Maybe, little did I should have known better. But then the season before, we collected all this data about Porro. The whole world knew we needed Porro or wanted Porro on day one, but we faffed about with what we're doing, and we finally got him on day 31. And and could have used him in a North London derby, could have used him in the 4-2 to beat to Man City, but no. We'll try and play Levy poker and get the right price and negotiate to try and get a lower price than the price we had at the start, but we'll pay the price that was at the start at the end, but we'll cut 15% off Marcus. The season before that, we'll bring in Kulusevski and Bentancur on the final day of the season. What are we meant to do when this football club have an opportunity? I mean, I thought this window of all windows, seeing us in free fall, they said, right, we need to act fast. We need to act and get players in quickly because they're so busy saying they'll back Ange and Ange is their guy. Whether we want him or not, which I don't anymore, if he is your guy and you want him, then back him.
Yeah, completely, Brian.
Agree with it. We might not agree and don't want to see him take another penny. But if Daniel, I lie when my lips move, Levy, wants to come out and say, oh, he is our guy and we back him and he's the guy for the job, we're putting all our eggs in the Ange basket. Well, I'll tell you what, mate, let's feel the fibre of your fabric and get your money out and bring in players.
Because what mystifies me, Brian, right? What mystifies me is I can't say this right, statistically, the worst manager that we've had at this club for years, right?
Yep.
And this is the one they decided to back. Where was this backing for Pochettino when he led us to the verge of greatness? Where was it?
Mark, if you look at the trend of results and look at Tottenham Hotspur, look at the trend of results, we are on course to equal Terry Neal's record in 1976.
Yeah,
exactly. We are on course to equal Terry Neal.
Kuva sent me that stat earlier, and I did say I will steal it immediately, but I will. And he said, just shout me out for it. So I did earlier.
Shout Cooves out. It's Cooves, isn't it?
Well, exactly. Plus, he only lives down the road from me, so he'd be up knocking on my door.
So 2 things I'll mention now. One of them, I can't believe I'm going to say it live. I never said. Well, I think I said it live once. We'll say it. I mean, first things first. It's got to the point now. First things first. We've got to a point now where Champions League money isn't a need for Daniel Levy, because the concerts, the NFL, the boxing brings in that revenue. So not qualifying for Europe doesn't matter as much, because he's got all that revenue coming in there. And then we've got to the point now, and I cannot believe I'm going to say this. We have gone 16 years waiting to win a trophy. But you know what? Winning a trophy could be the absolute worst thing to happen to this football club right now.
Yeah.
That's how bad it's got, that actually winning a trophy could do more damage than good, because then that bastard at the top will just go, see, it works this way.
Yeah.
I don't need to spend, we can get the trophies. We don't need to. And how sad of it as a Spurs fan, where I said all season, all I care about is winning a cup, where I'm now saying to myself, do you know what? I actually, as much as I want to win it, I actually don't know if I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't. I've refrained from saying it.
It papers over the craps.
No,
it is papering over the craps. It's just shoving. You're throwing paper over. It's kitty litter.
It's putting plaster. It's putting a blooming band-aid on a goddamn bullet wound. It's got to the point, and this is where I am. And Phil P may disagree with me, and that's fine. I love that man. But when we win trophies, or when we get Champions League football, and we're promised that we need Champions League football to bring in the Champions League players, didn't bring in one. Not one Champions League quality player came to this football club with Champions League money, apart from Perisic on a free at the end of his career, and he was on the decline, and Van der Vaart.
Yeah.
That's it. But we need Champions League money to bring in Champions League players. Then we need to get back into the top 4 to get the Champions League money. But then when we have the Champions League money, so we can, and the game-changing stadium, I'm really, like I said, all I've wanted this season was a trophy. But it'll be brilliant for the instant moment. But in the long run, it's going to fuck us over. It is going to fuck us over, because he'll sit back and go, there we go, thank you very much. My way does work.
Yeah.
And we'll have more of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether people want to admit it or agree with it, that's everyone has got their own way of looking at it. But I just cannot see, if we go ahead and win a trophy, how Levy doesn't go, okay, it does work. Let's stick to this.
Well, yeah, it's his blueprint.
It's
his blueprint. It's the way he runs the club. He wants to. Well, I'm not even sure he wants to achieve, but he wants to get there with the least amount of expenditure on the cheap. You know, but it's just the way he always has been. It's the way he always has been. If you look back through when he come in, the first thing he said when he bought the club, this is an opportunity to make money. That's one of the first things he said when he turned up. You know, so really we should win all Levy out from the start. I certainly wasn't.
Correct.
But but when you hear the owner or the chairman, whatever he is, owner, chairman, it's the same thing, say them things, that should set alarm bells off in everyone's head. You know, he's here to make money. You know, it's not since when has he been here? Like, success on a football pitch meant anything to him? It hasn't, and it's even less now, because it's like you said, Brian. Champions League money, it doesn't matter anymore because of all the rest of the nonsense that goes on. I'm not against all the stuff that goes on their mind.
This is me having a conspiracy theory. So let me indulge you, Mike. I'm allowed one conspiracy theory a month. so I'm going to indulge in this one.
I'm honoured you saved it for this channel, Ben.
Yes.
Honoured.
I basically said it to you guys all in the WhatsApp group. I think Manchester City are getting relegated. I think Manchester City are going to be relegated. But the first thing that's going to happen, because Fiorentino Perez has just been, elected as the Real Madrid, re-elected as the Real Madrid president, and the three things he wanted to do were, well, one of them, I'm only going to say the other two. The most important one he said is he wants to get the Super League going. With his re-election, he wants the Super League. I think him and Manchester City are in cahoots. The moment Manchester City are relegated, the Super League will be back on. And they are not going to ignore that glistening 60+ thousand seater stadium that Tottenham have built and the genius mastermind that is Daniel Levy at making money. The moment that Super League is made, Tottenham Hotspur will be in it. We were one of the original 6 teams that were in it. We will be in it.
Yeah.
I've told you.
Now, do you all want to do it, or should we do it as a collective? Or...
If Spurs kick a ball in that Super League, I stop supporting Spurs.
Oh.
Simple as that. Game over. Like I said, in the first Super League, game over.
Can I ask why?
Because I'm just fed up of it, mate. The football has become so money orientated. I'm just sick of it. The money will come in. We won't spend it. We won't. Football.
Yeah, I get that side of things, but I'm
sorry. Just 1 minute before I catch up on the chat. Woo!
Yeah,
from my point of view, the Super League already exists. It's the Premier League.
Yeah, you're right.
Look at the money we can spend in comparison, barring Real Madrid, who are probably the biggest club in the world, and PSG maybe. Other than that, no one can spend money. So for me, it doesn't make a difference if it's called the Premier League or the Super League. It's the same thing.
If Spurs are traveling across Europe,
they want that money, don't they, James? The Spanish clubs are envious. The Italian clubs are envious of the money we make. They don't understand why Real Madrid can't make the same TV money as Ipswich Town. Yeah. They want that money. They want a bit of it. And that's one of the things that Florentino Perez has been elected on. He wants the Super League. He wants it. They want it. They all want it. All the big clubs want it. That's why they all signed up to it in the beginning. They all want it.
Yeah.
Then I'll be freed from this. I will be freed.
We'll be free. We'll start.
My days will be clear. I don't have to worry about Levy anymore. I don't, mate. My day. Listen,
you can sing the song, Aki. You can sing the song.
I'm going to have to interrupt there. We've got an important question from Mark's son.
Yeah, go on.
Go on. Please answer me this. Are we this bad with a full strength squad?
Aaron, yes. Aaron, yes, we are. Statistically, we are. The results are no different when Van der Ven and Romero.
They are different, Mark, but by 1%.
Yeah, exactly. That was what I was just getting to, Ben. Aaron is a 1% different in the results. So whether
you were meant to back him up, mind. It says, "Come on, Dad, back me here."
I have to say to your son, but I can't remember what a full team looks like.
There you go. There's part of the answer, then, Aaron. But I'm just saying, it doesn't matter who's playing, Aaron. There's not really any different in results.
No.
So
Angus has summed us up perfectly.
Oh, hang on, I'll get to that in a minute.
You'll get to it, but Angus has just summed us up perfectly.
Yeah, I think that we play better with a full strength of squad. I do think we play better. I think that we have. I know the results weren't great, but with a full strength squad, I think we pick up more points. I think maybe we don't lose today. Whether that means winning is
a few more draws.
Yeah.
That one, Ben?
Yes. We still won't protest.
Let's be honest, though. Angus's opinion doesn't matter because he thinks Raya's better than Vicario, which is just nuts.
God,
that's the only thing I'm looking for. That's the only thing I'm looking forward to this season now.
I don't want to back the Gooner Flower Power. but his team are sitting second and we're sitting 15th, and we've just.
I'm not talking about the rest of the team. You can have the rest of the team, but he's not having Vicario. I'm not having that.
Yeah.
Good time. Good times. It's great that we're literally looking over our shoulders.
Yeah.
Rather than looking up now.
Where were you, Brian, when we were 15?
I was on the phone to you, brother. I called him the second we went into 15th, saying, you know that time when he said, where were you when Elvis or Michael or whatever? Whenever people say, do you remember when Spurs were 15th back when we're a little bit older? I'm like, yep. I phoned Ben.
Yeah.
And so can we say now we're part of the Big 15?
Yes.
Mate, we like I said, we are Wingman FC. We're those guys. We're the club. This is the Big 5+1. We're that one when you go out with the lads and there's the funny one. That's what Spurs are.
Yeah, get the piss taken out of you everywhere you go, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
Wingman FC.
Yeah, it's madness, isn't it? Absolute madness. I don't know really where to go from here. I just want everyone to vent their crap off, really, because I don't really know what to say about today, about the last 12 months, about the manager, about the chairman. We know they're one issue, but they're two separate issues, if you know what I mean. But I just don't know. I'm just sitting there watching the telly today, Brian, and I'm like, I just can't believe what's going on the pitch. I can't believe what we're seeing. That first half was absolutely abysmal. Again.
It could have been 5 at half time because they went through 1-on-1.
Should have been.
Yeah, well, they went through 1-on-1. I missed that because I went to the loo, but I watched the replay when I come back. And Kinski made a couple of good saves in that half as well.
What's really funny, Mark, is you going for a piss was probably more entertaining for you.
It was.
Than watching the football.
It was. To be honest, I'll be honest, I spent more time looking at the Tottenham on Tour WhatsApp chat, the whatever other WhatsApp chats I'm in. And I was and it was just because I get bored now of getting to half time, then having to read 300 messages.
My wife hates football, and during the games now, I pretty much just watch whoever's streaming, and I have the football in the background. And she said to me today, she went, "Isn't it bad enough that you're watching this shit as well as listening to them talk about this shit?" I said, "Yeah, good point, but I don't know what to do. I can't not watch it, but I can't not it's weird." The way I would describe football, it's almost like you're being controlled by something. You can't not watch it, but I hate it. I wish I was one of those people that just don't, they just don't have a football team. They're
like crack addicts, aren't we?
Yeah,
we hate it.
Just not bothered about football. I wish
we can't stop it.
Yeah.
No, we just hate it because we know what's coming every week. That's why, because there's no change. We know exactly what's going to happen. It's only the odd game this year, maybe where we've been forced to play differently, that results have gone our way in, games that you wouldn't have thought.
It's not in the last 10, though, other Mark, has it, though? We've won one game in 10. One game in 10.
The way to look at it is, like I said when I first came on, the only game in the Premier League for the rest of the season I would put money on, and I'm not a betting man, like I would put a lot of money on, will be Southampton at home. For the rest of the season to win.
We won't even win that now, Aki. They scored 2 at Forest.
We've got 16 games left, I think. 16 left. And I can actually say, I can guarantee, or personally say, I think there's one game left that we personally I think is not possible to lose. Just one. The rest, I've been deadly serious. I don't think we beat Leicester on Sunday.
No.
You know what? It gets to a point, like we was 3-0 down, and my brothers and that are Liverpool fans, and I said, I really hope we don't get a goal back here, because I believe it will take the pressure off. We got one, and I put in my chat, but oh shit, no way. And we got another one, and I thought, that's it. I never thought he was going to get anything out of the game, but when it went 3-2, I thought, yeah. Now, the first thing people are going to say is he's still fighting for him because it's 3-2. They fighted at the end. They were trying their best. For me, it's just
personal pride, though, wasn't it, Flower?
Yeah.
Personal pride from people like Mikey Moore, who does get what it's like to be a Tottenham fan. It's the people that Ange are casting aside that are doing the business. Jed Spence, Mikey Moore's been injured for 15 weeks, so I'm not going to say I don't fully know. I've heard of potential issues that he's got, but I'm not going to say it because I don't know and I don't want to look like a total dickhead. But he's been out for 15 weeks, so the people that Ange has cast aside are the people that are turning up.
Yeah. It's always our kids that play the best, isn't it?
Yep.
This is why I don't believe in that whole, but our injuries. That's why I don't believe in it. I'm sorry. People are now comparing Kingsley or whatever his name is to Vicario, which is just nuts. Yeah. But people are comparing him. Gray has been our best centre back. Spencer's been our best fullback. So they're the two people that have come into it. Bergval's been our best midfielder. That's another one. So what are we saying? We take our 3 best players out and replace them with people that weren't playing so good. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me.
It's why it's bizarre, isn't it? It's bizarre that everyone's complaining how crap these players are, but then they're all saying that these players are playing well and they want these players out of the squad, and they're saying they're playing crap. Are they playing crap or are they not playing crap? Tell us what is it? It's either one or the other. It can't be two of the same. You either think they're playing poorly, which apparently they're not. Apparently Bergval's the next Luka Modric, for God's sakes, the way people are talking about him. It's madness. I don't know if Tottenham fans actually know what they're watching.
I do wonder if I do wonder if the kids are trying to buy into Ange's philosophy and the so-called older experienced players are not. And by that I mean Son again today. There was 4 or 5 moments where he got the ball and he was 1-on-1, and I thought, just knock it and run. And what he did is he stopped, cut back, past it. So I wonder if they're trying to play how he's playing and it's not working. And the young lads are like, you know what? I've just got to do as best as I can. Let me get my opportunity. Let me see what I can do.
There's nothing to lose for them, is there, though?
No.
There's nothing to lose for them. The older lads know if they bust the gut and they constantly do it, they could get injured like the rest of them. They're going to get injured and then that's their career's over. If I was Mickey van der Ven, for example, the moment Ange is sacked, I would sue him. I'd get my lawyer and I would sue him. I would sue him for every single penny he's got because he has ruined 2 years of his career with his suicidal football. He only ever had 1 hamstring injury, but he's had 3 in 2 years under this manager.
Now, I'm not sure if Vindaloo's taking the piss here, but who believes on the panel you're in a relegation battle?
Me.
Yep.
Listen, you got to remember, teams. Do I think we'll go down? No.
No.
Do I think we are in a? If anyone can't see that we're looking over our shoulders rather than looking up, people will say, "People turned around to me today."
That's different to a battle, though. That's being 8 points clear isn't for me. I would say to Vindaloo, are they in a title race? Because ain't they like 9 points behind Liverpool? For me, that's not exactly a title race.
So put it this way, James. Let me just get the Spurs fixtures. Okay, let's just. I'm going to bring this up. Spurs fixtures. Okay, so I don't know what the other teams have got around them, but coming up, we have got the next game is Leicester at home, which I don't think we're winning. Then it's Brentford away. I don't think we're winning. Then it's Man U at home. I don't think we're winning. Then it's Ipswich away. I don't think we're winning. Then it's Man City at home, and we could do another. I don't think we're winning. Then it's Bournemouth and Fulham, who are challenging for Europe. Don't think we're winning. Then it's Chelsea away. I don't think we're winning. So that's up to April the 2nd. Now, if I was right, and we haven't won a single game, then you bet. I mean, obviously, a lot has got to come in.
Yeah, but that's for me. That's for me saying, could we end up in a title race? In a relegation battle? Yeah. We could end up in one, but we're not in one at the moment. I'm 8 points clear with a game in hand. I think it was. It's not in a relegation battle.
And on Everton that have got Liverpool.
So for me. And Angus there said, I'd rather be in the position we are than you are. Well, no shit. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is What I'm saying is, we're not in a relegation battle for me at the moment if we're 8 points clear. Just the same as Arsenal are not in a title challenge when they're 8 points behind with a game in hand or something. It doesn't fit.
I'll tell you one thing, James. The reason why I say we're kind of going to enter one is I did with Simeon before the Notts Forest game on Boxing Day. We did the build-up because Ben was away. So I stepped in for Ben. And when we were talking about this, I was saying, I think Morgan Gibbs-White's, you know me and Morgan, I think Morgan's good, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, but if we win, we're only 5 points off fifth. If we win, 5 points off fifth. Now we're talking about 8 points off 17th. Forget fifth. We're like 11 points off 8th. And that's been since Boxing Day, James. That's not even a month.
No, I agree.
That's not even a month.
As things stand right now, would you all accept 15th place in the league?
Yes.
Well, yeah. It means we're not relegated.
I'll take it.
I can't believe we're talking about this.
Mate, you know the things I mentioned, and we've got
Spurs in the 90s are back, boys.
We've got Brennan Johnson, Solanke, Van der Ven, Romero, all out. The Romero and Van der Ven are meant to be coming back to early February or the week after both cup games. The injuries that are piling up, obviously, and let's just say, as typical, we don't sign another player, or we do bring in a player, but it's a real low draw kind of no game changer. Mate, we could absolutely be dragged into this. Will we get relegated? No, but I think we have to say that literally this could literally just a couple of bad performances, and let's face it, it's what we've done for a month and a bit.
I agree.
This could be very, 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 very much. Do I think we'll go down? Hell no. Do I think we could very easily get dragged into this? Absolutely.
Yeah, it could end up twitchy bum time, couldn't it? It could end up.
It's getting that way now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's definitely getting that way.
I was hoping that when it got to that point, Daniel Levy would have a transfer window to pull his finger out, but hope's what kills you, right?
Brian came up with this really good idea on my stream the other day. It's a month of the year during the season where you're allowed to buy players if you're short of them. It's a really good idea. What do you think? It's a bit far-fetched.
I think that sounds stupid.
I know.
Yeah. What sort of ideas?
Absolutely stupid. Especially if you added another one. Especially if you added another one that was 3 or 4 months of the year, and you could buy someone in 1 month, and then that is Brian. That's stupid.
Do you know what? It was just sheer optimism, thinking that maybe there could be this thing. We'll call it transfer window. Let's just call it that.
That's a good name.
I mean, I'm going on Dragon's Den. I'm going to pitch this. I'm going to be like, there's a month in the season where if you're struggling or you're pushing for things or anywhere, you can go out and sign a player. And the best thing is when you can spend more than $250 million, but you look for opportunities, and it's hard to get.
Not just opportunity.
The funniest thing I watched this thing on. I went on my lunch break at work, and you know the trot on Sky Sports News, the transfer show they do for like half an hour every day in the window. They do one at 6 o'clock, and my lunch is 1 o'clock. So every time I watch it, and they come back after the adverts on one of them, and they do the around the teams in like a minute. So they go through each Premier League team in alphabetical order, and it's like Arsenal doing everything they can to get a striker in, blah 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 blah, because of Jesus, and they're trying to get Zubamendi in, blah blah blah. Aston Villa, Bournemouth. They went through every team talking about either contract negotiations, bringing a player in or getting rid of a player. It got to Tottenham. I was like, here we go. Let's hear what news it is. It got to Tottenham, and there's a picture of Postecoglou, and it said Spurs are looking for opportunities, but they have said that it's a hard window to do business. I pissed myself for the rest of my lunch break.
Yeah. They're not just looking for opportunities though, Brian. They're looking for concrete links.
Mate, I honestly, it's Bournemouth have brought in 4 players. Now, obviously, Bournemouth aren't shopping in the same window as us, or they can't match us financially. But Bournemouth needed players. They don't generate anywhere near as much money as we do. Can't offer the things that we do. The only thing they can offer, like Tottenham Hotspur, is Premier League football. That's it. Yeah, their manager needed reinforcements. Bang, bang, bang. Man City, we all knew were going to do it, and we all know they got the money to do it. But Pep needed help. It was clear to see. What do you need? How can we help you? Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carry on, mate.
We come to us, and it's like, yeah, well, we'll see what we can do.
Now we would play Who's the Muppet, but I think we exactly all know who that is.
Yeah.
Well, there's two of them at least, and Ben ain't set it up anyway.
Well, Lange is one of them. You put Lange in there as well.
All right, there's three then. There's three.
Yeah.
That man's getting a free run as well. And I will mention, and you'll see me using the hashtag accountability, the number 4 THFC. It's high time that the spotlight is correctly on Daniel Levy when it comes to the board. Yeah. But in the shadows, there's Rebecca Capelhorn, there's Donna Cullen, there's others that are getting away scot-free because they're all financial people. There's no football people on the board that are taking all these proposals to the dickhead himself at the top. It's time that this board, every single one of them, Levy obviously mainly, need to be held accountable. They need to be held accountable because everyone's getting a free ride and hiding in Daniel Levy's shadow. The crap he's causing. Can
you let me know, Aki? Does scot-free play at left back or centre midfield?
Does who?
Scot-free.
I've got major.
Do you know? I really do with scot-free. I think he's a top player.
It's. What can I say? I don't know. Like I said, this football club, let it rot.
Yeah.
And then hopefully from the embers of everything, things will get better because I've started coming back on YouTube a bit more and obviously always got on We Are Tottenham. It is just draining week in, week out, having the same conversations, but it's got a little bit worse than the previous week. And it just goes round and round and round. Yeah. And when you're there at the ground, it's silence. I can't believe all these people, and I am one of them now, that want Ange out. There's not one Ange out, John. Not one.
Come on, Angus.
There's not one. Come on, Angus. There's not one person that goes to the games. Well, there might be one person that screams it out, but
it's me.
No, but it's like I said, no one. That stadium is like a library. It really. I mean, Arsenal. Is this the Emirates? They should start saying this is the Hotspur Stadium because it's dead. It's dead.
We have a question from Angus, and then I suppose we ought to wrap up. And I would send anyone over to Angus. Mark's gone. It's at the meter wrap shot then. Right, we got a question from Angus.
You can't see your head, Mark.
Oh, hello. What's going on?
Get rid of your over. Go into your thing on the right hand side, and there'll be a thing for overlays. Go into media
assets. Yeah.
And then go into your overlays, and you can get rid of that silly overlay you've got.
Overlay. Can't even see that, mate. Media assets.
Let me figure out where it is.
Add overlay. Thank you. Yeah. Hang on. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I thought that'd be there permanently.
No, it does.
And they say you're a novice, Mark. They don't know what they're talking about.
No, obviously. Well, put it this way. Me and Mark, we don't.
I'm a streaming pro.
Me and Mark. There, see, I even put us back in the right place. Look. See, I did that. I did that all on my own without instruction.
Well done, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I'm honestly.
Get a round of applause in the chat for Mark.
I'm so glad you're here, Mark.
Yeah, I know. I see you managed to kick yourself out.
Yeah, I did.
when you left, I thought, what's he been messing about with now?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I just pressed something down here. It's like sort of flashing at me, and I disappeared.
Well, to be honest, mate, we were thinking of wrapping it up anyway. Ben's got to jump at 8. And now we would send you over to watch Savas, but I don't know how to do redirects, so we won't bother. Anyway, are we going to answer one quick question, Angus, and then we will wrap up. Do you think getting relegated could be the best thing to happen to your club?
It was good for us in the 70s.
Yes.
We went down, we got rid of all the crap players we had in the 70s. We replaced them with a load of really good young players.
Ozzy and Ricky
as well came in afterwards. And the 80s, the beginning of the 80s weren't bad, was it? 81.
Yeah, 82, 84.
84 was pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think it could work. It could work both ways. It could be a good thing because I think Daniel Levy could potentially look at selling, but it could also work the opposite way. It could be like, look, I'm investing no money into this club anymore, and they're making me a killing through the stadium.
They've never invested any money into this club. They've never invested any money into it.
But I mean more about like players wise. I mean more for like spending money on players because unfortunately they do that. It's just on shit.
Yeah.
But if we was to go down, they wouldn't have a reason to do that. It'd be like, okay, forget it. So they'd save all those millions every season. And I said before, they're getting the Europa League and Champions League money now through the concerts and the shows. So it doesn't matter about Champions League anymore because this Daniel Levy 2-3 years ago would have been pulling, well, he ain't got no air left, but he would have been fuming about the fact that we're not getting into that Champions League to get that extra money. It's just not a coincidence. All of a sudden, all these shows are booked in and the stadium's jam-packed all summer that the Champions League isn't important anymore.
Well, what I will say in answer to that question is, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you ever ask me any question football-related, and I do mean football-related without being stupid and saying if you jump off a cliff, Levy leaves. If you give me a genuine football question and you say, if this and this happens, Daniel Levy leaves the football club, my answer will be yes every single time.
Yeah.
There is not a footballing question, relegation, getting embarrassed 9-0, you name it. If you say if this happens, Daniel Levy leaves, I will always say yes. So much to the fact that I can tell you April the 19th, if they don't move that game to a Sunday, that Forest game, I am going to be a one-man wrecking crew outside that stadium. I am going to cause chaos, pandemonium.
Don't get arrested, right?
I won't get arrested. I'm just literally, I don't care if I'm by myself, I'm with 10, 20, 200, 2,000. I am going to I will be outside the training ground by myself if I have to on a few days. Because when I'm there, I will always help lead the fight or help support whoever's leading the fight. And when I'm home, I one thing I've never done is when I say I'm going to do something, I'll do it when it comes to this ownership. And I guarantee that when I'm back for 2.5 weeks, at least 3 or 4 days, I will be outside that training ground by myself, or whoever wants to join me. I will be outside the stadium. Nottingham Forest, I've got lots and lots of plans that I'm going to try and put into action.
Brian, don't forget you owe me breakfast.
I do owe you breakfast, brother. I do owe you breakfast. I'll be more than happy to pay it for you, mate. More than happy. In fact, I'm not going to the game. I'm just going to get James breakfast. Mate,
Why was my invite?
Mate, he bought me breakfast for the Ipswich game when we were at the CAF beforehand. But all I'm looking forward to is causing mayhem and chaos there, having breakfast with James and whoever wants to join, going into the Coach and Horses, which was a wicked day in the Coach and Horses, and then causing chaos outside the stadium. And I'll do it single-handedly if need be. Do not care.
Right, boys, I've got to go.
Yeah. Well, we're going to wrap up now anyway.
Thanks for coming up, mate.
James. Big up, James.
Welcome anytime, mate.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, he's just gone.
Right, now,
you just get out there.
Yeah. Now we would redirect you to Cyber Stream, but neither of us got a clue how to do it. So we'll just say
I'll send you a video how you do it, boys.
So can I just say before we go, make sure everyone in the chat subscribe to Ben at the Coffee Company.
Yeah, there's his link.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure
Brian over at Tottenham on Tour. And
I'm pretty sure most of them in here are
over there as well.
Yeah,
and please to us as well. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe to our channel. We're brand new. It's only our 3rd show. And just a quick plug for tomorrow night. We've got the Rantathon on tomorrow night about this crap that we've seen today. So please get over to our show tomorrow night. Get over there, make sure you come over, get in the chat, put your questions in, speak to the other people in the chat and speak to us. That's about it from me, I think.
Yeah. Now, are we going to get this right tonight, our outro?
Well, I'll just do my bit and you can do yours.
Okay, I got to remember which way to point. All right, go on then.
That's you. But whichever way you point, we're done.
That
the stream, Dave.
Yeah, I know it is. It's confusing.
Well, anyway, it's a good
like
night for me.
Right to go left and left to go right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, left.
Yeah, I got it. I did a sneaky one.
Brian, Ben, thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, big up.
A pleasure,
Good
boys.
night from me.
Oh, no. Hang on. Well, we'll do our no. This is where we're such amateurs, Mark. We cannot close the stream down. I'm glad Ben did it because I would have done it and I would have got a bollocking off Mr.
Yes,
Dave.
we would have.
I don't know what you're doing. So.
Yes.
Most importantly, subscribe to these two guys because they are really building something good here. Brand new channels, you always get support from other Spurs fans and non-Spurs fans. But have a great rest of your day. Spurs can't ruin the rest of the day. And as always, Levy out.
And Ange out.
There you go.
Go on, Mark.
And it's a good night from me.
And it's a good night from him.
Oh, the two Ronnies.
Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you all
Thank
soon.
you. Big up. Good night.